Good evening, good afternoon, and if the sun is rising where you are, good morning to you. Welcome to another very special edition of the Buttery Show. I will be your hostess for this evening. My name is Jacqueline Amira, and with me tonight, we have two very good Batman aficionados in the house. We have my brother from another mother, Cody. Say hello.
I am probably the most obsessed person in this group with this movie.
That's why he's here.
This is why you guys dragged me out here.
Hmm?
This is exactly why you guys dragged me out here.
To show off the stuff. We want to see the stuff.
Oh, and my whole camera is pre-lit like a Joel Schumacher movie.
Nicely done. And we also have Ryan with us as well, our beloved Ryan. And how are we this evening?
I'm Batman. I'm doing good. It's great to be here again. I didn't know Cody's gonna be here, so I'm really excited to see his stuff.
We want to see the stuff.
Give me the stuff. Oh, but yeah, I'm excited. I love this film is really interesting to talk about. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about this movie.
Any show where we get to talk about the Batman's a good one. And tonight we get to discuss the 95 Joel Schumacher film, Batman Forever.
The magnum opus known as Batman Forever.
I have to ask
what
you
I would call what I would call the Citizen Kane of Batman movies.
I was going to say, I know I'm older than both of you guys, so I want to know, like, when did you guys actually see this movie? Well, Cody, we'll start with you.
For me, my sentimental, I have a sentimental attachment to it. My dad took me to see this on my 3rd birthday. I remember it very well. It was a double screener. He took me to see it, and Mortal Kombat was playing like afterwards as well. So we went to go like a dinner and a movie. I can't remember what the place was called, but it was out in like freaking Lakeland area. But yeah, we went to see that. He bought me all the toys and stuff. I was Batman that year for Halloween. And that was actually the last movie he took me to see before he passed away. So it is a very sentimental movie to me. And yeah, and it's an unhealthy obsession. Okay.
That's okay. It's a good time to be a Batman fan. I'll say that much. Ryan, what about you?
I watched this film on VHS tape. Again, it was my uncle who introduced me to this film. When he first watched it, I was like, "Wait, I thought Tim Burton was Batman. I thought it was Michael Keaton." It's like, "What? Who is this new guy? Like, who is this new guy?" I'm like, "Is this connected?" But I'll say this: when I first watched it, it was weird because I was so used to the dark tones. I didn't expect something light. But I did watch this in the VHS tape, my old cassette. I'll say I didn't really enjoy it. I liked it. But after that, I didn't really watch it again. I rewatched it again when I was in 7th grade.
Did you like it then?
I'll just say this: I appreciate Jim Carrey more now as an actor when I watched it, because I was like, "This is kind of weird." Because like, is this something? Because keep in mind when I watched the 90s animated Batman series, I was used to that Riddler, right? Like very, like serious riddles, stuff like that. I was like, Jim Carrey doing okay, but now it's grown up to me after 7th grade, so I love Jim Carrey.
Did you watch the 60s Batman before this? Did you ever get introduced to that? No. Okay, so yeah. All right, I get you.
Yeah.
No, Batman.
I watched it after I watched the Batman like 61 after Batman Robin, so
yeah, because it's like that you went from a low note to a high note pretty quickly.
So there's that.
And of course, we will be covering Batman and Robin on a future episode as well. I mean, boy's right. 95. I actually saw this movie on bootleg video, not by choice. Long story short, I was hospitalized for most of 1995 with an infection in my spine. I was paralyzed on my entire left side, and I'm a lefty, so I couldn't do anything. Apart from the illness, it wasn't a bad setup for a kid at Long Island Jewish Medical Center. People brought me candy, cookies, did my homework for me, brought in the big TV. I mean, I got treated pretty good up in that hospital, but Yeah, I ended up seeing this movie with the little people in the front row, and that really crappy quality that you can only get in a bootleg movie. That's how I saw this.
You start seeing the silhouettes of people walking away.
Yep, I have to get up and go to the bathroom.
Or you start hearing people clear their throat in the movie. You're just like, ugh, just like sitting in a movie theater.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. But I developed probably the biggest crush on Jim Carrey after this, and of course Liar Liar and many of his other works. You have to associate Jim Carrey with the Riddler after this movie.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think he's definitely stood out as a great addition to this movie, because even then in the 90s, Jim Carrey's presence was all about the fact that he was literally the top billed comedic actor. You wanted him in your movie. So when they announced him to play the Riddler, I wasn't old enough to really react to it. I was too young, but I can only imagine how people were reacting to his cast announcement. It had to be either very positive and outgoing or very negative remarks, because I don't think Jim Carrey was the worst part of this movie.
Well, I mean, and we covered this in previous podcasts regarding the Batman. As time goes on, I said this specifically, we're going to learn who should have been in this movie, who was considered in this movie, who dropped out, and then, the chips fell where they may. I mean, this is a perfect example. We almost got Robin Williams as the Riddler.
Which I'm going to be honest with you, I am very curious to see how that would have played out. I'm not saying Robin Williams is a great comedic actor, but he's a great serious actor as well.
Yeah, he can be serious.
And have you seen 24-Hour Photo?
Yes. Oh my God, he was scary in that.
I would think something like that meshed with the Riddler would have been perfect, but because Warner Brothers wanted to step away from the dark, macabre nature of Tim Burton's evil, disgusting mind, black ooze out of a penguin's mouth was a little too much for the children. So here comes green and purple.
It was
neon.
Too much for McDonald's and the Happy Meal tie-in too. They pulled out of it.
I have a feeling that the current Batman movie, the current Riddler, I have a feeling that was supposed to be the Riddler we were supposed to get in this movie.
Yes.
A more serious Riddler. I mean, there were so many darker things I shouldn't say darker. Well, yeah, because it's Batman. There were so many other elements we were supposed to get, and we didn't because they wanted to make a movie for the MTV generation.
That's essentially the whole movie. I had a friend of mine, because I did a nostalgia critic style review with a friend of mine back 10 years ago. And we were talking about how we felt like this movie was literally a neon acid trip. It essentially was. Everything about it was nothing but neon. I was and that's fine. It's a beautiful looking movie. The greens, the purples, it meshes very well with the gothic tones of Gotham City. I think it was beautiful looking.
It was, and it was merchandising 101. You want to make merchandise, this is how you make a Batman movie. That's how they did it.
As a matter of fact, you Ryan, remember what I know this seems irrelevant to you, Jacqueline, but as I talk about it, there was a review from Siskel and Ebert, and they talked about the movie, literally called it Bubblegum for the Eyes. That's why I named my company, my graphic design company, Bubblegum for the Eyes Designs, is because of that inspiration from this review. And I believe that. This is literally like bubblegum for the eyes. You're chewing the scenery, bro.
Wait. What's a bubblegum watermelon? It's legit. It looks like you're in it right now.
I look like a watermelon? Is that you call me?
Yeah, the bubblegum watermelon.
Call me round? You're calling me round? Is that what you're doing?
Exactly,
Oh, Lord. We can't just talk about the Riddler. We got to talk about the rest of the cast, too. We could have gotten Michael Keaton back for this one, but we didn't. We got Val Kilmer stepping into the role and putting on the cowl as Bruce Wayne Batman. Do you guys like him better, or do you like Michael Keaton better? You can be honest.
Michael Keaton.
Okay, so here's the thing. As someone who has extensively reviewed and dug this movie out, and broken it apart, I've learned to appreciate other people who were involved with the creation of Batman. Bob Kane says he felt like Val Kilmer was the perfect choice for Bruce Wayne.
Especially after Tombstone. That's what got him the role. They saw him in that.
Yeah. I'll be your Huckleberry. When he became... I think he's a good Bruce Wayne. That is the question. He was like, "Oh, you think he's a good Batman?" I was like, let's dissect this. Was he a good Batman or was he a good Bruce Wayne? I think he was a good Bruce Wayne. Do I think he was a good Batman? Hell no.
Exactly. See,
I think Michael Keaton did a great job at playing Batman. I don't think he was a good Bruce Wayne, though. If it was the duality of the two, if it was Michael Keaton as Batman and Val Kilmer as Bruce Wayne, it would be the perfect, mesh. I feel like. It's kind of like Spider-Man. I know we're bringing up another superhero. Tobey Maguire, great Spider-Man, not a good Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield, good Peter Parker, terrible Spider-Man. Tom Holland, beautiful.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, well, I mean, we almost got Sam Raimi directing this movie, and he went on to do Spider-Man. So,
yeah, I remember.
We could bring Spider-Man into this if you want.
Yeah, Bob Kane apparently was choosing Sam Raimi because of the Evil Dead franchise. He wanted to see what he can do with the dark tones of Batman. Yeah. I would have loved to have seen him direct a Batman
So expect
movie.
a more graphic scene of Two-Face getting.
I mean, I don't know if it could get any more graphic than what we saw in The Dark Knight, man.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Aaron Eckhart did such a wonderful job as Harvey Dent.
And speaking of Harvey Dent, let's talk about the Joker-esque piece of crap known as Tommy Lee Jones as Harvey Dent.
I'm still mad that Warner Brothers did not keep Billy D. Williams on as Harvey Dent from the first movie, because we could have gotten something beautiful out of that.
Yeah. Have you read the comics that they have done recently? They did a continuation of the 89 Tim Burton Batman story with Billy D. actually becoming Two-Face. They tell you his story and how he
I have it on order. My comic book store doesn't have it. I asked.
I'm very curious about checking it out, but I've heard people talk to me about it. It's like, what could have been, right? But no, when it comes to Tommy Lee Jones, first off, in comparison, the way he becomes Two-Face, it's like a news report. Someone in a courtroom. Yeah. And someone splashes a freaking acid on him.
It's like People's Court.
And he's smiling while it's happening. I'm just like, whoa, what? It's just like, you don't turn insane like the Joker, Like it was weird. No backstory. He just got splashed in the face by Maroni. That was it.
Right. And they didn't even explain like what he was on trial for or like nothing. They just showed that brief moment.
But I will say that of the things that would have helped this movie, there were a lot of deleted Two-Face scenes. Like the opening scene for Two-Face, he was in Arkham and he hung a guard from the ceiling fan. And he wrote in his blood, "The bat must die." I was like, see?
That's what we needed.
That's
what we needed. We didn't get it. But I mean, this movie was originally 2 hours and 40 minutes long, about the length of an Avengers movie.
The Schumacher cut.
Oh, that hashtag is still very prominent. I mean, yes, they released deleted scenes at the end of with the re-release of Batman Begins. They released all the others, but they never gave us that, and we all want it. That's the thing.
Well, that opening scene is on the DVD. Yeah, it's on there. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it is pretty intense. I don't think it would have helped the story of Two-Face, because obviously they didn't really have anything planned for his origin. He just already has this beef with Batman. It's there.
Right.
I think that the thing with Tommy Lee Jones, he's a great actor. He really
is.
He is.
He was underutilized in this movie. It was all on Jim Carrey. The Jim Carrey-est, like that's the thing is Tommy Lee Jones said he hated working with Jim Carrey in this movie.
Oh yeah.
But Jim Carrey made it fun. To be fair,
he made it fun. Like without Jim Carrey, this film would have been a bore fest. To be honest with you. But I'll say this: I know Jim Carrey is the Riddler was more prominent in this film. I felt this film would have been done better. It was focused on Two-Face because you have the emotional weight. Because the thing is, the first two Batman villains were just like villains, But of course, like maybe in the comics or maybe here in this continuity, since it's canon with the first film, Two-Face is supposed to be Batman's ally and good friend. So it would have been heartbreaking for Batman to see his good friend turn evil or become a bad guy, and instead of trying to help him, but he has to find a way. Like he has to stop him, even though this is his friend.
Okay, so I've actually said this multiple times over when it comes to Two-Face. It's like when Mr. Freeze's story in Batman and Robin makes more sense than Two-Face's, you screwed up.
Yep. That's right, folks. We're going there. We're covering that movie in another episode, but yeah.
Next
Like,
Tuesday.
you start to feel bad for Mr. Freeze and not Two-Face, that's it. It's over. Like,
Arnold Schwarzenegger tried, though, in that movie. I know we're going to talk about this next week, but he really tried. You could tell.
he had fun. Like, it's all about having fun. This superhero movie genre was not respected back then. It was known as, like, kind of take yourself away from the Oscar bait and start working on something stupid, And,
Yeah, I mean, but without these movies, we wouldn't have what we have now.
We wouldn't have The Dark Knight, because apparently after Batman and Robin, we were supposed to get Coolio as the Scarecrow. Rest in peace, homie, but I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Now, we do get Robin in this one, and I know, oh dear God, Marlon Wayans was contracted for this movie as well as a sequel to play the character. Leonardo DiCaprio was considered, which I might be able to get behind that one. Like Growing Pains, Romeo and Juliet, Gilbert Grape, Leo DiCaprio. I could get behind that one.
Titanic.
No.
Oh, Titanic. We are not crashing into an iceberg on this show.
That iceberg comes in the sequel.
I'm Mr. White Christmas.
Oh man!
But it does introduce him in a very fun way. And I have to say this: Alfred Pennyworth understood he could get fired in this movie. He let Vicky Vale in the first one. He didn't really do much in the second one.
He just said Merry Christmas to somebody.
He finally figures out, hey, I'm letting too many people in the Batcave. I'm doing too much. I could get fired.
It was funny because the reason why Alfred ended up letting Vicky into the Batcave, his explanation is he wanted to let Bruce realize that his dark nature and being all locked up was because he was desperate for that yearning to have a normal life with a woman and stuff. So he put Vicky Vale in there, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Don't do this with Catwoman. That would be a big mistake.
We almost got her back in this movie, too, to be fair. I have my Check Me Out shirt on from my friend Art of Lucas. I mean, there were so many directions this film was supposed to go in before it went the lighthearted, poppy MTV generation way that the studio wanted. Now, for Dr. Chase Meridian, yeah, I got a problem with this doctor. Nicole Kidman does play her, but Renee Russo was actually contracted first to play this role. I'm not really a big fan of her work, but so you have a degree in psychology and you're unable to figure out that Bruce Wayne is Batman until Two-Face and the Riddler. And this is Wayne Manor has the worst security ever. I just got to say this because they were able to go twinkle tweet by the front door. Nothing stopped them to get in. It gave us one of the best scenes ever with Jim Carrey taking over the Batcave. Somebody call the fat lady. She's on in 5.
Remember, seize and capture, no killing. That goes
double for you.
Yeah.
You can tell we're hardcore Jim Carrey fans up in here, but yeah, I mean, Wayne Enterprises even, because it starts off with Jim Carrey killing off Ed Begley Jr. as the supervisor.
System. Mm-hmm.
He was able to hotwire it.
Yeah.
Like that.
Ugh.
He's able to leave the note at his front gate right after he kills him off. See you soon. Doesn't catch a thing. Like, if I bring into the Batcave, let me say this, and the only thing that happens, intruder alert, intruder alert, intruder alert, shut up!
Yeah. Yeah.
That is some really bad security.
Let me be honest with you, though. I feel like the Riddler's backstory into being a disgruntled employee actually comes from Batman, the animated series. That ended up happening in that show. Mm-hmm. But it was done so much better. They just had to attach Jim Carrey's hatred towards Batman or Bruce Wayne somehow. But yeah, I feel like the animated series did so much better with Mockridge or whatever his name was for stealing his idea for a maze.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just getting fired or not fired, having your idea rejected.
and also fired too. Wait, was he fired in this film?
No, he wasn't. He had his idea rejected. It was the box, the blender with
the Enigmatech box.
It was,
but when he's kidnapped, Ed Begley Jr. goes, "You're fired, Fred, babe. You're fired."
Or should I say,
terminated.
Yeah. Ooh, surf's up, big kahuna!
Oh my god!
You know, it's funny. I have a feeling that going back to Spider-Man, I have a feeling that Spider-Man Far From Home got this idea from this film, because same thing, the main villain got treated bad from the boss.
Which one are you talking about?
Spider-Man Far From Home, Mysterio. His idea to Tony Stark got rejected, and he got him in death.
This in a cave with a box of squirrels.
Drops. It's like barf. My curation barf.
I get that would be something that would upset somebody, but unless you're, I guess the point is this guy already was mentally screwed up in the head.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like a thread cut away from going crazy. I will tell you one thing I don't like about the Riddler in this, by the way, is how he got his inspiration.
I want to know where his costume came from, as he was like trying to figure everything out on his little computer. You know,
it's
Captain
Zoltar
Kill
with a damn green overcoat.
Thank you, Zoltar with the green suit. So he took the suit off of that, and there's a naked Zoltar machine in his apartment.
Yeah, it was
going towards a freaking light bulb.
Yeah,
and it's a shame of what we could have got. With a more psychotic Riddler getting his costume off of a leprechaun in the circus with a pet rat. We almost got that. We didn't.
You know what's really cool is someone who's a big Batman fan, I noticed a lot of the the Easter eggs, and when he was trying to name himself, he was like the Puzzler, the Gamester, Captain Kill. Like the Puzzler is a real villain in the Batman universe.
So is the Trickster.
The Trickster? Oh, well, that was the Flash.
Yeah, Flash. Mm-hmm.
But the Puzzler is a real villain.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Kill, not so much.
Hey, you notice like there was not that much riddles in this film.
No.
Yeah, really. No. It was just like a little note. Like
they were all physical riddles. They were
all super easy, and we got the one line from Alfred that I love with "You're smart, sir," despite what other people may say. I was like,
You do realize I'm acting stupid for the public, so people don't realize I'm some kind of a detective, right?
But again, I have to call in the question of security, because there were notes left by the gate. There were notes left at Wayne Enterprises.
Oh, let's not forget also that the fact that a teenager.
Oh, you can cuss. That's all right. I'm pushing 40. You can cuss.
With an earring got through the Batcave.
Yep. Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
I don't know. I don't know.
Fun fact, though.
Dead wives.
You know the girls that approach the Batmobile when Chris O'Donnell's driving it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the group En Vogue.
Going for a little ride in my love machine, baby. Woo!
And they call him Bat Boy. That is the 90s group En Vogue. Yep.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That's funny. A lot of great little 90s cameos in that. Yeah.
There were. And even if we go the route of politics, the pro tempore president of the Senate made an appearance in Batman Forever. It was uncredited. Patrick Leahy, but he was in it.
Do you know who else made an appearance in that?
Who?
So the head of the those neon the Skull Gang was Don the Dragon Wilson.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, you actually bring up an interesting point, and this is going to tie into Batman and Robin. The Skull Gang makes an appearance in that film too, and Poison Ivy is figuring out where she wants her lair to be, and she goes, "Hello, my little pretty. You look good enough to eat."
Yeah, that was them.
Yeah, it's the same gang. You'd think these guys would learn they're not the only baddies around here. It's Gotham City.
I think the thing is that they were looking right at Bane too. I was like, who would go up to a guy like that? But yeah, no, that I learned a while ago that was Don the Dragon Wilson, and I was like, wow,
that was crazy. Yeah. And even, I mean, I keep saying this movie is for the MTV generation. The soundtrack alone was proof of that. And show me the vinyl, baby. Show it. You too, Brandy. You had Method Man with the Riddler theme. You have PJ Star, Mazzy, The Offspring. These are all like modern day.
And of course, Seal.
Yes, Kiss from a Rose. Woo-hoo. We wouldn't have that without this movie, so thank you.
Do you know the origin behind that? First off, that song, nobody wanted that song from Seal until Joel Schumacher came forward and said, we'll use this in the movie, but you need to do a music video. And we're going to use this song to kind of show the romantic relationship between Dr. Chase Meridian and Bruce Wayne. I was like, but you guys didn't have that even in the movie.
I
mean,
mean,
the video is not going to do very well in helping that.
What kind of a doctor allows herself to get obsessed with the Batman and not figure out who the hell he is right away?
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, as a child and watching this movie, and within 5 minutes watching her grope rubber nipples is something I still cringe at.
I was like, you have him right here in the mask and the cowl. How do you not figure it out?
Rubber.
And I did see something that Val Kilmer wasn't pleasant to work with either from Mr. Schumacher. I believe he referred to him as childish.
Says the guy who hired Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey.
Spank me.
Spank me.
Val Kilmer was a sweetheart to me when I got to talk to him. He sent me that autograph for free.
Wait a minute. Show it to the people. Show it to the people, dude.
I got to get off screen.
Yeah, go anytime. Let's go. Show it.
I'm be here. Bring us the stuff. We want the stuff.
Yeah, I'm serious. It's the right timing.
Yes.
So while we wait for Cody, let's look some comments.
Let's do that, shall we?
Let's wait for Cody.
Quick, Ryan, can you do me a favor?
Batman. Oh, never mind.
Go to my Facebook or type in on Facebook Cody Blythe Jim Carrey, and you'll find that photo of me getting the photo signed. You can put it up on here.
We want to see the stuff.
We want to see the stuff.
I know, but I want you to see the photo of me getting my photo signed by Jim Carrey. So you can put it up here. Let's see.
We see the stuff.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but this movie actually had a very unique record to its name. And Harry Potter, Sorcerer and the Sorcerer's Stone is what beat it. This movie, Batman Forever, had the highest premiere earnings for a Warner Brothers film until that little kid with the freaking wand, Harry Potter. I love that series. We are going to cover that eventually.
We're coming that.
Thrown Batman for that. It beat Jurassic Park, which I find hard to believe because Jurassic Park's a stellar franchise on its own. The early ones.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. There's another movie that, like, literally a couple weeks later, after I saw Batman Forever, they played the Power Rangers movie. And I remember, like, not a lot of people were there to see the Power Rangers movies. People were still watching Batman Forever. Like, it was like everybody was there for Batman Forever.
You had to drag me out of that theater kicking and screaming.
Yeah. But the thing is that I when I went to go see Power Rangers with my mother, they ended up playing Batman Forever afterwards.
Ooh, double feature.
They doubled it up.
Nice.
Nice. All right, did you find the photo, Brian?
No, I thought you showed. I can show the autograph.
I will, but I wanted to show the context.
Wait, so where is it again? Your Facebook?
Ooh.
Type in Cody Blythe and then Jim Carrey on it. You should see the photo pop up.
Cody Blythe. Jim Carrey.
You should see it pop up. But hang on, let me do something real quick.
Yes, dear.
That was in 2013, right?
Is it a picture of Jim Carrey?
No, I don't see anything.
Let me change the lights out real quick. Hang on.
Dun dun dun.
All right, this should be.
Oh,
oh my god, I love that. I really do.
Yeah, I don't see anything, bro.
Damn it. Okay.
It just says Jim Carrey library.
Okay. Go to my autograph collection library.
Okay, so.
And you should see it on there at the very bottom, I think. I don't know. I'm just like I said. I'm trying to change my lights out back to white.
Well, while we do that, I mean, there's other appearances in this film as well that I feel are
Oh
noteworthy.
God!
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties. Drew Barrymore appears in this film as Sugar, one of Two-Face's assistants.
She was so hot in this movie.
She was. Debbie Mazar played Spice,
There we go.
the opposite assistant. I love any movie with young Drew Barrymore in it. She is a beautiful, beautiful lady.
What did you do? You can't play that. Copyright infringement.
Oh, I love it.
Is it a video or a photo?
It's a photo.
It's a video.
Okay.
All right, but there's no fighting while I'm hosting this show, you two.
No, we're not fighting. I'm frustrated because I can't find this photo. Hang on, let me go look for it and I'll be right back.
Okay. So while he does that, did you want to take a look at some comments?
Yeah.
We're getting them.
Batman Forever is a guilty pleasure for me. The best way to look at the movie is a great dash. Yeah. Oh yeah, Val Kilmer lost his voice.
That's right. Oh, God.
He had a stroke.
Yeah, shit.
So sad when that happens.
I guess.
I guess I wouldn't think to say, I'm Batman.
They're not.
I love when he goes, it's the car, right? Chicks dig the car. And then he's like, women, in the Batmobile. That's like such a Batman thing to say.
Yeah. In Jim Carrey voice. Alrighty then. Actually, no.
All right, I'll do it because. Hang on.
I got it. There. Oh, here's a photo. Here you go. You lucky son of a bitch. I'm legit jealous. I'm looking at the photo right now. Jack, can you do the comments? I'm like trying to.
Yeah.
I will do the voice.
All right, let's see. Yeah, can we talk about how Dent became white? And it ain't right, okay? I'll say it. No one else may want to, but I'll say it. It ain't right. At least not with that one. And okay, so technically, Tommy Lee Jones is also Asian, so he went yellow too, a little bit.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't?
Oh.
You know how many Japanese commercials that man has done? All right.
There's the Batman. There's the Batman Val Kilmer one right there.
Ooh.
Oh, the song. Remember the Christmas song and the Batman? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alfred was the Beast in all movies. I like that they kept him and the commissioner, Pat Hingle, Michael Gow and Pat Hingle, have remained throughout the four. And granted,
Michael Gough played Alfred.
The problem with a vigilante like Batman is the police got used to having him around. They don't do their jobs. They wait for the Batman to do it, and they turn on the signal. And, when the Riddler and Two-Face first team up in the film and they start procuring capital for Nigmatech, the news specifically says, and Batman wasn't there. Well, hello, police, SWAT team, somebody?
SWAT team.
It just goes to show, like, the Gotham City portrayed in these films is too dependent on one man.
While the Riddler is sitting there literally stealing credit card numbers, bank codes, sexual fantasies, and little white lies.
By the way, guys, I do have the photo. So before we
put the photo on there.
Put it up.
They wouldn't let me take a picture with Jim Carrey. Okay, so he's signing the photo. Hang on, let me pull the photo out so you guys can compare it. You guys get a little side comparison there.
Ooh.
But the bouncer wouldn't let me get a photo with him. You can see the bouncer in the photo, by the way. He was so mean.
That's probably his job to protect Jim Carrey. So I know,
but it was my dream to meet this guy. He was my hero. This guy was my hero, and I loved all of his movies growing up, and he ended up playing another hero of mine in Man on the Moon. So I love him even more for playing Andy Kaufman, who is a hero of mine as well. So we need to talk about that movie very soon as well.
If we're going around to Jim Carrey, we got to cover Kick-Ass 2 because he was in that also.
Yeah, we can also talk about how he hated that movie after it was released.
Chicago.
Yeah, he hated it because it was violent and there was gun violence and Sandy Hook just happened. So he.
Okay.
Yeah. meeting Jim Carrey was interesting. Like I said, I got to say hi to him and tell him how much he meant to my childhood, and he told me that it meant a lot to him, and that's the only exchange that I had with him.
Aww.
And he signed my photo, which I am so happy with.
Did he talk back to you? Did he reply?
Say what now?
Jim, did he talk back to you?
Yeah, he said it. He literally sat there and said that meant a lot to him, that I was a part of his. He was a part of my childhood.
Oh,
Aww.
nice.
Now, I know he's supposed to be retired from acting.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's
allegedly.
why I'm using quotation fingers. Please don't go, Mr. Jim Carrey. Please don't leave us. We love you. We
You know
need you in Hollywood. We really do.
He's got to be coming back for Sonic 3. There's no way they could put it like that.
We love you. The three of us, at least, love you.
Hey, Jim, if you're watching, which we know you're not, let me just say, please come back and do an Ace Ventura 3 or a Proper The Mask 2. We need it. If you did Dumb and Dumber 2, we know you can do these others.
Well, here's the thing. Do you watch the Ace Ventura movie where, like, his kid?
Oh, God, we don't speak
It's sad that he went to the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, that he died? They killed him off.
Oh, my God.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Let me shift this back into the right lane here, because we're veering a little off course.
Gotcha.
With regards to the film Batman Forever, there are so many treasured moments in this film, and we've been discussing them already. Do you have a favorite moment, Cody, that has not been mentioned yet?
I have always loved the well, first off, I gotta say there's a lot of favorite moments. I love the Batmobile. First off, it's my favorite Batmobile. But the ending of the movie, I loved the game show ending to the thing. I could literally recite that whole damn scene. It's just like my most watched moment. But I love when they come out of the Batcave in both the Batwing and the Batboat, and they go to Claw Island. That's like one of my favorite scenes ever. So, and then he busts through the question mark Batman logo.
Yeah,
that was my favorite. That's all my favorite stuff right there.
What about you, Sir Ryan? What's your favorite moment that we haven't talked about yet?
Me is the introduction of Robin.
And we really haven't touched upon that yet, so let's do. Please.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, but before we get the introduction of Robin, because again, when I first watched this film on VHS tape, I didn't see any posters. I didn't know Robin was in this film. It's like, oh wait, is that a circus trip? Oh shoot, are you gonna show Robin? So when it came out, Robin here is a little older. He's supposed to be younger in the comics.
Yeah,
a teenager, but it's okay. But then back then, right? But I liked how yes, Robin. But I liked how they did. They paid homage and respect to the comics. The Flying Graysons, and they were killed by, of course, Harvey Dent, because they. I'm
going to interject in here, because when you're talking about the circus scene when his parents are killed, I really am not a big fan that they pretty much did exactly what they did with Batman's parents being killed by the Joker. They wanted to somehow add this conflict between a hero and a villain. And with Two-Face killing Robin's parents, it really didn't make sense other than Bruce Wayne sitting there saying, I understand what you're going through. And
that brings up a good point. This film did put a strong focus on Bruce's inability to move past the death of his parents.
Yep. Which was every time Rose fell or something.
Yeah. The book, the falling in the cave, the whole thing.
Yep. And what really was interesting about Robin was they were so close to doing exactly what it was like in the comics, because his parents did get killed in the circus due to falling to their deaths. However, I wanted to see a live-action Tony Zuko. Okay? Yeah. I wanted to see the mob boss Tony Zuko. Well, not mob boss. He's a little wimp. I don't think he was a boss. He cut the ropes. And I wanted to see the dramatic effect of that in live action, because it wasn't intense in the cartoon. When Two-Face just pointed his gun up to this guy and shot a gun up there, it wasn't as intense. But you did feel bad for the scenario. Them falling to their deaths, and that camera, dude, that camera just falling down to the ground to simulate you being the people that are falling, that is intense.
That's scary for a kid to watch.
Yeah.
Especially if you're scared of heights, like me.
Oh, Mir, I don't ride roller coasters. I swear to God, I'm scared of roller coasters. I like, dude. My girlfriend loves roller coasters, and she's trying to force it. No, I'm not doing it.
We'll do it, Ryan, or I will no longer be your buttery boy.
Ooh.
But yeah. But anyway, going back, that is my favorite scene because at least because I do like Robin as much as like I'll say Dick Grayson Robin's actually one of my favorite characters in the Batman franchise. Again, because of course Teen Titans, that's why I got into like Robin. That's why. So seeing that anything that involves Robin except the Batman Robin film, is my favorite. So introduction Robin, how they handled it. Well, I mean, they did put some, modifications, but they did gave honor to his origin story.
They gave him
it makes sense. He's really pissed. So
they gave him teen angst. That was all they gave him.
Oh my God! They made him rebellious as hell, which is understandable after
Couldn't you tell from the
death of
earring?
your parents.
You couldn't tell from the one earring. That's giving it away.
Oh my God! And it also made it too easy for him to, hey, I want to be a superhero now. They made that transition a little too easy.
I didn't like that transition. It was all about the fact that Two-Face showed up to the Met Gala, wherever the Riddler was doing his the Ritz, Gotham Ritz Tower or whatever. And he goes and he's shooting up the place, and he just goes and randomly has his costume in the back of the trunk.
And Alfred goes, I could get fired for this. Yep.
Yeah. And
I love when Jim Carrey goes, your entrance was good. His was better. The difference, showmanship. I love that line.
This is an old-fashioned, typical stick-up. Just give me the general stuff. Cash, jewelry, cellular telephones. That'll do nice and quietly.
We could have organized this. Sold the movie rights. I lost it on that part. That part was pretty funny.
Cellular telephones, huh?
That shows you the advanced technology that existed in that day and age.
Yeah, the cell phones that make it look like you can call a drone strike.
It's like the Zach Morris phone from Saved by the Bell, the big white thing like this.
Yeah, you're holding it with two hands, man.
I mean, as far as my favorite scene goes, I love classic Jim Carrey. I feel like they really let him be himself when he takes over the Batcave and blows the shit up. And he's like throwing out the bat bombs and call the fat lady. She's on in 5.
Grabbing his crotch, spitting off to the side. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, he really got to have fun in that. You could tell.
Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey.
Hmm?
Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey. That's classic.
You can't put a leash on that guy. If you put a leash on him, you're going to be going along for the ride.
Yeah. And Dr. Chase Meridian, I have to bring this up again just because if you're a psychiatrist, why would you allow yourself to fall victim to an obsession, like a high school girl crush?
She explains it in the movie, sort of. What was her explanation was like, I find him fascinating. How does a man do something like this? What goes through his mind? What happens to him?
I get that. But then
a psychiatrist or a psychologist will be interested in anything that's abnormal. Do you remember, you've watched the Halloween movies recently, right? The newer ones. You remember that doctor who took over Loomis and was his new Loomis? Mm-hmm. And he became so obsessed with Michael Myers and he wanted to know what it was like to kill somebody. He wanted to be in Michael's mind. That's what they pretty much were doing here. A psychiatrist or anyone that delves into the psychosis of someone else's mind and their actions and wanting to find out how it's done or why they're doing it, they tend to kind of lose themselves in it. Hers were just sexual fantasies.
Well, yeah, and she's just like, when he goes date a fireman, it's less work. She's like, I don't mind. And she there's almost a sense of desperation there. And he's like, I don't blend in the family picnic. I love that banter because he's trying to say, I don't have time for a girl.
You bring
and
the
she's
wine.
Not getting it.
You bring the wine and you bring your scarred psyche. That's the banter between her and she gets cock blocked by Jim Gordon. I saw the signal. What's going on?
Oh my god. I think that's the most usefulness he has in this film.
Yeah, well, in the entire franchise, because I feel like Jim Gordon in general is like, everybody has pointed this out. Even in The Dark Knight, Harvey Dent actually points out, it's just like, oh, it's because this Batman guy's doing all the work for you so you can stay on your payroll and not do all the work. I was like, that does make sense. Maybe Jim Gordon just really wants to have a patsy.
God. Yeah.
We got some more comments, guys. You want to have a look?
Yeah. So, wish this film brought back Vicky Vale and Catwoman. Okay, so people have been like saying like, where was Catwoman? Because it is technically a sequel. I mean, look at this cast and budget. Like, who's gonna pay Michelle Pfeiffer?
Well, it's not that, but the Catwoman wouldn't fit in with the MTV view that they had. The over-sexualized tone is what made Warner Brothers change direction in the first place.
So you can have skin tight, like muscular leather with nipple or rubber with nipples, but not
the
skin
bad
tight
nipples.
leather on a woman. That don't make sense.
And also Uma Thurman being super sexualized as.
I'm just going by what's in the history books. I didn't make the dang decisions.
I feel like the most dramatic, like dialogue from Batman Returns, or at least the one that shouldn't have been dramatic, was when the Penguin just goes, "Just the pussy I was looking for."
Oh my god!
This movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just Catwoman that's overly sexualized, but the whole tone of the film throughout, it's a consistent thing.
It could have gone a different way. I will be honest with you. I feel like, maybe Selena Kyle could have been reformed. Worked with Bruce, but just he could have been a relationship, which has happened. They did do that later in canon. If you've ever watched the DC like TV shows, they did their own universe. She's marrying Bruce Wayne in the '89 universe. So obviously that relationship.
And they have a daughter who becomes the Huntress.
As we are literally like going through this discussion about whether or not Catwoman should have been in it, I think she could have just been kind of like a helpful like someone to talk to. She didn't have to do anything of importance.
Like a consultant almost.
Yeah. Like a good voice for Bruce Wayne.
Yes. Reckless Fox.
Something in those two movies.
At least he acknowledges he can get fired in this movie. Because it went.
What goes through a Guardian, like someone who's been taking care of Bruce Wayne since he was a baby, to sit there and be like, yeah, dress up in a bat suit and go fly around Gotham City. I don't care. Yes, he's smoking something. What are you talking about? It's obvious.
Okay, I see the wait what, but what is that in reference to?
The cameos. The cameos, yeah.
Yeah, those shocked me a bit myself.
What was brought up?
Oh, because I said wait what, and you guys were talking about the cameos.
Yeah, and Vogue and Patrick Leahy also that made the appearance, even though it went uncredited.
Oh, I forgot to mention. Do you know who Val Kilmer's stunt double was for Batman? Christmas Mazza, who played Scorpion.
Ooh, in Mortal Kombat. Okay.
He ended up doing it in Batman and Robin as well.
So he's technically Batman. He's a Batman.
He had to suffer through that movie, that poor thing.
He's a Batman then.
I think the best cameo in this was literally Don the Dragon Wilson, as someone with martial arts like interest. He did so well in that. Yeah. Although he little teen with a little nub ring beat the hell out of him.
Oh Jesus! And doesn't Batman ever kiss the girl? Jeez.
Typical '90s one earring thing. Gotta love it. That's true. It was very angsty.
It's true.
Yes, it was. Oh my god. What else did we get? Is that it?
That's pretty much it.
Okay. So, what are your final thoughts on the film? Give it a score, 1 to 10. We can do Siskel Egret, thumbs up, thumbs down. We can go the Muppets. I loved it. Whatever scale this works for you.
We get to waddle around like the Muppets. You're doing literally a up and a down. You're in between.
Yeah, in between.
Okay, that's a pretty common. Yeah.
Well, fine.
Thumbs up. Okay, so can I explain why I'm going to be biased towards this movie? I knew
Please
I was going to be. I love the movie for nostalgia purposes. I have a sentimental attachment to it, but I can see the good in the movie. I can see the bad. I will never say it's a perfect Batman movie. We can all agree that the movie is not perfect, but it is a fun movie. A very fun movie. That's where Batman and Robin fail. See you next week, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna need the coffee on for that one. Let me tell you.
Batman Forever. At least Batman Forever was not Batman and Robin. That's the general consensus.
Sorry, continue.
No, Ryan, what about you? Like, how would you grade this movie?
If I had to rate it, I would rate it a 7 out of 10, well, low 7. The reason why I liked it, because I'll just say this. I like the cinematography, like what Cody's saying. The purple, it looks good. Watching it again, I actually watched this yesterday. It looks really good. The cinematography is really good. The music's really good. I'm surprised. I prefer the music in this film than the first two films.
The guy John Goldenthal or whatever, the guy that
like the actual, not the main theme. No, the main theme, the original is still a bit badass. But like I meant the actual movie soundtrack.
Oh,
like yeah, it's actually really. I was like, okay, and
almost sold just as well as the Prince soundtrack from '89 Batman. Almost sold as many copies.
Jim Carrey did a really well job. Tommy Lee Jones, I get it. He was too, but he didn't do bad. I'm like, there are some points he was kind of threatening, which I kind of respect. But I'll just say this: Jim Carrey stole the film. Like, I know it's supposed to be a Batman film, but I can just say this: you kind of have a problem if your villain is the one that's the most talked about. There has to be a balance. Like, it overshine you.
Let's be honest, though, Ryan. Batman's Rogues Gallery is the most interesting part about Batman. I know a lot of people don't understand, but the villain is the one that people are more like gravitated towards.
Yeah,
people love the Joker. People love all these characters.
No, the thing in my opinion, the thing with the first one, Batman Joker, it was so balanced. You were interested in both too.
That was because of the duality.
But people were mad because they thought the Joker was the main focus of the first Batman. Also, they thought there was too much focus on it.
Oh,
it was also Jack Nicholson's acting that did it.
Yep.
Yes.
So
I can't argue that.
Oh, I think I froze.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm back. But again, action sequences I like. I really like action sequences. They're more polished, I can say.
Although you can totally see when the stuntman is not hitting some of these guys
I know.
at the beginning of the movie.
But again, the only problem was the CGI was kind of I didn't really like the costume designs in this film.
You got to remember the CGI was 1995.
We had Jurassic Park.
Okay, that was Stan Winston and a completely different studio.
Okay. My goodness.
But overall, 7 out of 10. I don't hate it. I like it, but I don't love it. The only Batman film I'll rewatch all the time in the original ones will be either the first two. So, but I like it. I have to rewatch this as because of Jim Carrey.
I have to agree. Jim Carrey is the reason I love this movie. I developed such a big crush on him after it. It's an 8 out of 10 just because, for goodness sakes, Warner Brothers, # release the Schumacher cut. We know it exists. We know how this movie was supposed to go. We know how long it was supposed to be. We live in a day and age where a Marvel Avengers movie is almost 3 hours long, and we sit still for every freaking minute of it in the theaters.
And you guys have a streaming service that would allow people to just have access to it. And we are almost 3 years from now from being at the 30th anniversary of this movie. So
exactly. So, 2025 would be a hell of a... Well, even before that, give it to us now. I don't want to wait 3 years.
Put it on there now, right now.
We want it now.
And they just turn around and give us a 6-hour cut of Batman and Robin.
Oh, God. That's going to make my head hurt.
Oh, man.
But it's a solid 8 out of 10 for me. That there's obviously things I'd love to change. Put Billy D. Williams in the role of Harvey Dent. Make Dr. Chase Meridian a little more smart like a doctor. A little less desperate for the Batman. Just a little bit. I get it. Okay, I'm a girl. I get it. But still.
Yeah.
This movie helped define the 90s. So.
Yep. I would say it's probably one of my top 5 favorite childhood movies that I grew up with. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm not too far off from Jacqueline. It just, like, the thing is as a Batman fan, I can understand why people are turned off from it, but I don't think people should be reacting to it like it's one of the worst.
No.
You know?
No, it's not the worst one, now.
It's a misunderstood masterpiece. That's how I look at it.
I think by default, the reason why it has a lot of hate is because of its attachment to the director, Joel Schumacher. And also the fact that all these other Batman movies have done very well. I don't remember the Dark Knight trilogy really being hated. The Dark Knight Rises might be the worst of the trilogy, but
that's because it's still Bane.
Yes.
But like, I feel like, yes, there are some things that can be fixed. I've always said that I feel like Tommy Lee Jones was a terrible choice for the role. He could have probably been directed a little bit better, but I felt like he was playing the Joker, not Two-Face. I really think that they should have utilized the comic book story for Robin, because it would have felt a little bit better about that and a little bit more remorseful. Like, anybody who loses their parents is sad, but the way they die is like, oh, you just got to shove Two-Face in this. Okay. Like, but otherwise, man, I don't think I can really nitpick anything else. I love the look of the movie. I will always say that it's a beautiful looking movie.
Very beautiful, yes.
The set designs, the freaking vehicles, man. I think we forgot to talk about that Batmobile.
We can talk about it now. The Batmobile. We can talk about the sea, the sky, the car. Chicks dig the car.
Did you guys know that the Batmobile was commissioned to be made by the guy who did the design for the aliens in the Alien movies? And H.R. Geiger. Yeah. So that, like, ribcage look in the Batmobile, that comes from that.
So I'm supposed to think of an alien the next time I see that.
Yeah, essentially. It's like they wanted to say you wanted to see the look or the innards of it. You wanted to see the Batmobile breathing, you know? Like the neon lighting in the Batmobile and oh my God, those wheels, man. Those like stationary wheels with the Bat logo. It's beautiful. I want that damn car. I want it. If you
get the car, you need to put a better security system on it because it is very easy to steal.
Yeah, you're right. Because Ryan's going to dress up as the Riddler and start throwing bat bombs into my car.
Riddle me this.
The fat lady, she's on in 5.
Riddle me this, Batman. What is?
Yeah.
Riddle.
Yeah, 8.5 out of 10, man. You know.
What about you, Mr. Ryan? I know you normally give like low and high number grades. What do you give this one?
I said 7 out of 10. Really.
Okay.
7, yeah.
Okay. The 90s is a decade, and the 80s as well, that we can just talk about all day and all night long. We're not going to do that. We got stuff to do, and so do you. We know that. But we definitely can continue this series on the next episode with the Batman and Robin movie. I'm cringing, and it's going to happen as we talk about it.
How will Jacqueline react to Batman and Robin next week? Find out.
We
next
already
time
know.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
But Cody, it's been a while since I've seen you. Can I just say it's really great to see you again?
Yeah.
In your Joel Schumacher-y environment with the green and the purple, which I love, by the way.
I love being theatrical.
But if the good people at home want to find you, and you're going to stay out of hibernation, right? You're not going to back.
I'm out of hibernation on my YouTube channel, and I'm a graphic designer now I work constantly because this guy won't leave me alone, and other people won't leave me alone, and But yeah, no, you guys can find me on my YouTube channel, Cody's House of Geek. I am constantly doing videos there, and you can see all my fun adventures out in California. You can see this guy over here in it sometimes. But
really? And what does he do in said adventures?
He just stands there menacingly.
That doesn't really sound like an adventure to me. Unless I missed something.
It's all the convention stuff that we did recently and stuff like that. So you guys can go check that out. I went to go visit the Command Center building. I went to Power MorphCon a month ago.
Okay.
I went to Vasquez Rocks and talked about the Flintstones movie because it was filmed there. That was fun. So, yeah, lots of great stuff on that YouTube channel. Go check it out. Otherwise, I am on this page, Growing Up in the 90s, which you guys will be watching this on there. I've been doing this for 10 years, so you guys could stay subscribed to that. Yeah.
If you grew up in the 90s, welcome to the club. We got punch and we got cookies. It's a good club to
Join
be
the dark
in.
side. Hang on. And surprise guest. Cameo time.
Oh, look at the little fur baby. Mine are just like, Mommy, we hate you right now. That's the look I'm getting from mine.
She's being rotten because she needs to go to the bathroom.
Aw. And Ryan, where can the good people at home find you?
You can find me. Sorry, I burped. You can find me at DancerBoy247 on Instagram. Oh, yeah, there you go. And you can follow me for Morphin Network for you like Power Rangers. Power Rangers content.
And the Buttery Show. Come on now.
And the Buttery Show, of course, in here. And also representing growing up in the 90s.
Yes.
And if you want to follow me, you can do so also on Instagram at Jacqueline Amira, all lowercase letters all together, along with the Morphin Network and the Buttery Show. Before I forget, and I'm going to promise not to, Ranger Stop Orlando next month at the beautiful SeaWorld Doubletree Resort. I'm going to be there. I know my friend Cody's going to be there too. And tomorrow, guess what, kiddies? We are having our last giveaway for Ranger Stop. 2 passes are going to be given out, and I've got some backup coming with me this time. The DeFilippo triplets.
Hey, that's my dad.
I believe you know them, don't you, Cody?
Yeah, one of them's my dad.
Aw, I will take good care of them. I promise. We're going to have some fun.
I'm drinking out of nothing.
And there may be another giveaway too tomorrow night. I don't know. You're going to have to tune in to find out live on the Morphin Network at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be fun, I promise.
Nice.
So before we say goodbye and good night to all the wonderful people at home, any final thoughts, you two?
Smoking. Dun, 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 dun.
My final thoughts on everything is that even though the world is going a specific way right now, always find your interest in, doing things that you love. Never let anybody tear you down for those things. Be happy. You don't have to show off for anybody else in this world. I've learned this a long time ago. I love doing what I do, and these guys do as well. So always be yourself.
I back that sentiment 110%.
Yeah, be yourself. Never let anyone judge you. Just be you. Follow your dreams, even though it might be hard. Just persevere and work the work. Hard to work. Persevere. That's all I can say.
Well, until the popcorn kernels rise again, be awesome, be kind, be a beacon of light in this thing that we call life. And if you need backup and you don't have backup right now, you got backup here, you got backup here, you got backup here, and you got backup here. Down at the Buttery Show. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in with us. We had a great time. We hope you did too. And until next time, everybody smile and wave. We are out of here. Good night.
All right, guys.